Hi, I am Edward, and today I will show you how to play Spheres of Life, the Mythical Forest. In this example, we will be looking at gameplay from the perspective of 3 players, but Spheres of Life is a competitive card game for 2 to 7 players. So if you have 1 or even 6 friends, this game might be just right for your next game night. The goal of the game is to have the most points at the end of the game, and you get points by gathering an army of noble animals while avoiding the corrupted animals. Simple, right? In total, you will find 6 types of cards in the base game of Spheres of Life. 1. The noble animals. 2. The corrupted animals. 3. The hero cards. 4. Ability cards. 5. Phase cards, day, night, and dream. 6. Cheat sheet cards. For now, let's remove everything and then explain all of the card types. As mentioned, the noble animal cards grant you points, while the corrupted animal cards give you negative points. But that is not all. Each animal comes in a set of 3 copies. For example, there are 3 noble owl cards, 3 noble dove cards, 3 corrupted snake cards, and so on. This is important because by collecting more copies of the same animal, you will get extra points. 1 copy will grant you 1 point, 2 copies, 4 points, and all 3 copies will grant you a whopping 9 points. Of course, it goes both ways. For example, 3 copies of noble rabbits will give you 9 points, but 3 copies of the corrupted snake will reduce your points by 9. Additionally, by collecting all 3 copies of the same animal, you will get the chance to bank them. Banking a set will get you guaranteed points at the end of the game. We'll get back to this topic a bit later. Next are the hero cards. Before the game, each player will take 1 hero card. Each hero possesses a powerful ability that the players can use once per game. In total, there are 7 hero cards, and one of them, the Windmaster, is a bit more special than the others. This hero grants the first mover advantage. The player who picks this hero card will begin the first 3 rounds of the game. Otherwise, start rotating players after the first round. Then, you have the ability cards. Ability cards are exactly what you expect. They are cards that have an effect, like allowing you to draw extra cards, changing the conditions of the game, or blocking another ability. But unlike the hero cards, the ability cards can only be used during the dream phase, and each unused ability card at the end of the game is worth a negative point. So try not to use them too late. Now you might ask, what is a dream phase? So there are 3 distinct phases: day, night, and dream. Each phase is represented by its phase card. Each phase has its own unique gameplay mechanics, but about that a bit later. Lastly, you will find the cheat sheet cards. These cards won't be used in the game itself. They are reference cards outlining the quick rules of the game and explaining the effects of the ability cards. Now you know about the cards, let's start the actual game. In this example, we will have a look at the gameplay of 3 players. Before the game, remove the cheat sheet cards. You can use them or not. It is up to you. Next, separate the hero cards and phase cards from the main deck. Each player then picks 1 hero card. Who picks the Windmaster hero card will begin the game. If no one picks it, settle this in the good old-fashioned way, by playing a game of rock, paper, scissors. Then take the phase cards and sort them in this order: day, night, dream, and then give the phase cards to the player who will begin the game. Then, shuffle the main deck as well as you can, set it in the middle of your table, and deal 3 cards to each player. Now you are ready to begin the game. The game always begins with the day phase, followed by night phase, followed by the dream phase. Normally, players rotate in a clockwise direction after each phase, but in this scenario, someone picked up the Windmaster hero card, so this player will begin the first 3 rounds. After that, rotate the players normally. And so, the first day begins. In this phase, each player will get 2 new cards. Draw the same number of cards as there are players and put the cards openly on the table. So, if there are 4 players, take 4 cards. But in our example of 3 players, we take 3 cards. Now the player with the Windmaster card picks up 1 card of their choosing. Then, the next player in a clockwise direction does the same. Continue until all players have picked up their cards. Players cannot skip their turn. Then each player draws 1 card from the top of the main deck. So, in total, Every player will get 2 cards, one known, one random. With that, the day ends and the night begins. When the night begins, draw 2 cards for each player and put these cards openly on the table. So, if there are 3 players, put 6 cards on the table. In this phase, you are allowed to discard up to 2 cards from your hand. And then, for each card you discarded, you may pick up 1 card from the table. It may sound complicated, but basically, you can discard 2 cards, 1 card, or no cards. And then, if you discarded 2 cards, you could pick up 2 cards, 1 card, or no cards. If you discard 1 card, you can pick up 1 card or no cards. And you can choose to discard no cards, which is basically skipping your turn. Again, the first player with the Windmaster Hero card will begin the first night phase, and you continue in a clockwise direction. As you can see in this example, the first player discarded 2 cards and then picked up 2 cards. The next player discarded only 1 card and picked up 1 card. The third player did the same as the first player and exchanged 2 cards. After every player completes their turn, if any cards are left on the table, discard them to the discard pile. The discard pile can be viewed by all players. Now the night phase ends, and the dream phase begins. The dream phase is where all the fun and chaos come to life. In this phase, players compete actions and can use their ability cards. Players take turns and must complete one of 3 possible actions: steal, gift, or exchange. Steal. The player takes 1 random card from another player. Gift. The player gives one of their cards to another player. You can give any card except the hero card. The other player cannot refuse the gift. Exchange. The player proposes an open exchange, one specific card that the player owns to exchange for another specific card. If no player agrees to the exchange, then you must do either steal or gift. And just before their action, the player can perform a bonus action. In the main game, there is only one bonus action: banking a complete set of an animal. By banking a set, you will get guaranteed points at the end of the game. You can bank 1 set per action. Players complete their actions in a clockwise direction. You cannot skip your action phase. When every player completes their action, the dream phase ends, and a new day begins. But wait, that is not all. You may be wondering, what about the ability cards? Yes, during the dream phase, you can use your ability cards, and you can do it at any time, and use as many ability cards as you wish while the dream phase is active. The only limitation: you cannot play out ability card while an action is taking place, or another ability card is being used, with the exception of block ability. The block ability does exactly what you think. It blocks another ability or action. Again, in the first dream phase of your playthrough, the player with Windmaster Hero card begins this round. In this example, the first player chooses to gift their corrupted snake card to player 3. As gifts cannot be refused, the player takes this card to their hand. Then, the next player chooses to steal a card from the third player. When stealing, you can pick 1 random card from the player's hand. Then it is the third player's turn. But before they can initiate their action, the first player decides to use one of their ability cards. This particular ability card allows players to draw 1 card from the main deck. The player makes the second player draw the card. The ability card was used, so the third player can take action. They decide to return the favor, and they gift one of their corrupted animal cards to player 1. After the last player completed their action, the dream phase ends. After the first dream phase ends, then the player with the Windmaster Hero card changes the phase card to day and passes the phase cards to the next player in a clockwise direction. This time the second player will begin this day. When the day is completed, pass on the phase cards to the next player and do everything all over again. Continue playing until there are no cards left in the main deck, and the player with the most points at the end of the game wins. But wait, let's have a second here, and let me explain a few details about the end of the game. So, you remember that there are 3 phases, right? The game will always end with the dream phase, the last dream, and the last dream is triggered after the main deck runs out of cards. So, in other words, when you pick or draw the last card from the main deck, the next phase always will be the last dream. The last dream is just like a regular dream phase, but with one notable change. During the last dream, you cannot change the phase to day or night. After all players complete their action in the last dream phase, the game ends. At that moment, when the game ends, you can no longer take actions, use abilities, or hero abilities. The only thing left is to count your points. How do you count points? Simple. Add points from noble animals. Reduce your points from corrupted animals and unused ability cards. And remember that 2 or 3 copies of the same animal adds bonus points. For example, this player has 2 noble rabbit cards, 1 noble deer card, and 2 unused ability cards, and additionally, 1 banked set of corrupted snake cards. That means this player will have a total of positive 6 points. That is because the 2 copies of noble rabbits give 4 points. 1 noble deer card gives 1 point. 2 unused ability cards give a negative point each, and the banked set of corrupted snake cards gives positive 3 points. In contrast, this player have all 3 copies of the noble bison, and a 1 copy of 4 different corrupted animals, and no unused ability cards. So in total, this player will have positive 5 points. That's it. You are ready to play the Spheres of Life. Of course, if you have any questions, refer to the rulebook or visit our website to find out specific scenarios not explained in the video. So what are you waiting for? Team up with your favorite hero and dive into the Mythical Forest to become the strongest hero. Good luck to you all.